All right, welcome back to Sports Line. Jon Burton with you. Good to have you with us on this steamy July 1st evening. Hope everybody has a great July 4th week. Please celebrate safely, folks, as we celebrate America's birthday. Hope it's going to be a great July 4th week and weekend for you. We look forward to certainly the July 4th holiday every year, one of the big holidays of the year and the summer. Meanwhile, our top story, of course, Nashville Predators' big free agent signing, Matt Duchene, the 31-goal scorer from a year ago, comes to the Predators, gets a 7-year, $56 million deal. As before he makes his way to Nashville to be formally introduced, he was made available in a teleconference call earlier this afternoon. We're going to play a part one of that. Taylor, we'll probably break that up in parts, yeah? Yeah. Taylor says yes, so he's the boss. So, but he says go. So let's listen into part one of Matt Duchene as he's introduced to the Nashville media.
Well, first of all, my family and I are really excited. It's been a place we've wanted to be for a long time, and to see it come to fruition is really exciting. So we love the city. The fans are unbelievable, and you know, the most important part, which is the hockey part, is it's a hell of a team to be joining. And I can't wait to play with those guys and get out there and get started. So at the end of the day, it was where we wanted to be, you know, for a long time. And we wanted to do whatever it took to make it happen. So it's nice that it all came together.
Awesome. We'll open it up for questions. If you'll just say your name and affiliation before you ask it.
Matt, John Glennon from The Athletic. I guess, where do you see yourself fitting into this lineup? And maybe as part of that, when was the last time you played any left wing, and could you see that happening at all?
I think I'm going to be at center by the sounds of things, which is where I'm comfortable. I'll be honest with you, I'm not crazy about left wing. I like right wing, but not a big left wing guy. No, I by the sounds of things, it sounds like I'll be slated at center. But again, I've played every position up front. So whatever the coaches and management need from me is I'll be glad to do. So at the end of the day, that's what it's about, and I'm looking forward to getting started.
Matt, Adam Vingan, also from The Athletic. What is it about Nashville that you've had such an affinity for, in terms of the city, the way of life that's appealed to you for so long?
Yeah, I think, I'm from a really small town up in northern Ontario, and it's lake country. It's beautiful up here. I'm used to having a lot of space. I love to fish. I love to be outside. And my wife's from Denver, which is very similar. I mean, a lot of room and it's beautiful country down there as well. And if you took kind of the two of them and kind of smash them together, you get Nashville. So it's somewhere that has always felt really comfortable for us. Somewhere that we've always gone to. We usually each of us have usually made the trip once a year at the end with our friends and do the whole, Broadway thing and have some fun. But at the same time, we could always see ourselves living outside of the city down there. And that's just that whole lifestyle side of it is just so us. And it's going to be fun to start to raise our little guy there, and hopefully his future siblings as well. So we're very excited.
Matt, John Glennon, in terms of future teammates, who do you know on this team? What kind of connections do you already have with some of the Predators players?
Yeah, Ryan Ellis and I go back a ways. I've played on one team with him, and he only played, I think, the last few games with Team Canada in 2016 when we won gold in St. Petersburg. But he and I played on Team Canada together 3 times through junior, and we're around each other a lot in my 2 years there. So. In junior. So he's a guy I know. He's a guy that's reached out to me. Roman Josi was at dinner with us the other night. I knew him a little bit before, just from, the All-Star game a couple years ago, and just some other times being around each other. And then Dan Hamhuis, actually, who called me today, I know quite well. We played together at the Olympics in 2014 and again at Worlds in 2015. So he's a guy that I connected really well with, for guys with similar values and similar, type things like that. So we've had a pretty good friendship and kept in touch throughout the years. And so I don't know a ton of guys outside of that, though, but I'm excited. I've heard it's an amazing locker room and heard nothing but good things. So I'm excited to meet everybody.
Matt, Robbie Stanley from NHL.com. What was it about Peter Laviolette's system and his style of play that appealed to you, and where do you think you'll fit in inside that system?
Yeah, well, we talked. I think when we started talking, I mean, what was supposed to be probably a 10-minute conversation when I was down there on my visit turned into about 40, 45 because we just got so into the hockey talk, and that's the way I am. I love to hot stove and debate ideas and talk about things, and we couldn't have been more on the same page. I mean, he's a guy who wants to score more goals, and I mean, as an offensive guy, that makes you drool a little bit when you hear your coach say that. So that was awesome, and a guy that wants to play get up and go fast style, make plays, be creative, that kind of thing. So I mean, that was a huge draw for me, and he's such a nice guy and genuine person, and I know the family aspect of the team is something that he's been huge with. I know guys really like playing for him, so I'm really excited to get to work with him. And we talked after I committed, and we had a great conversation again. So I'm really excited to work with him and hopefully bring some offense to the team and play my game. I'm a creative player. I love to have the puck and love to make plays, and that's something that I was looking for wherever I went, because the hockey side is the most important thing. So I'm excited for that.
Matt, David Beauclair with the Nashville Post. David Poyle said he's made no secret of the fact that he's wanted you on this team, has tried to get you. Were you aware of his interest, and how flattering is it that it is sustained over a period of time?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think when teams are interested and they make things happen to get you, I think it adds a little bit for sure. You know that you're going to be taken care of, and you know that you're valued. And I think at the end of the day, we put so much into this game as pros, and I know I do. I live, eat, sleep, and breathe it. And for that to be valued and kind of get that back, that kind of what I put into it back, I mean, it means a lot. And it was crazy over the last 3 years how many times I thought I was going to be a Predator and ended up, either in a different place or just not happening. So although I'm very, very grateful to have played for the Ottawa Senators and Columbus Blue Jackets, I don't think I would have, got to this point without being in those positions. And, I am very happy that it led me down this path. And we're very excited as a family, and very, very happy with how it turned out.
Matt Paulsarina from the Tennessean. How easy of a decision and process was this for you, knowing that you kind of had this love affair and it was kind of a mutual thing from here to you?
You'd think, by the way I'm talking, you'd think it was really easy, but it was actually very, very difficult. The reason being is, I mean, when you have 7 or 8 years in front of you on a contract where you're trying to figure out where you want to be, you have to take a lot of things into account. You got to balance your thinking with your head and your heart. I have a young family to look out for, and I've just shy of 6-month-old son. Just all that kind of stuff. So you're trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure out what priorities are the biggest thing, and everything like that. So I think for me, the first 2 boxes I wanted to check off were hockey number 1, family number 2, and when I say family number 2, I mean in terms of like living situation and stuff. I only get to do this for so long, so the hockey takes a little bit of the forefront, and thankfully those 2 things couldn't. If I'm rating them, they're a 10 out of 10, and those 2 boxes were our biggest priority to check off, and that's what Nashville was. But obviously the business side of things, you got to weigh out too and try and do the right thing there. But at the end of the day, the teams we talked to were teams we were interested in because of the hockey and the lifestyle first and foremost. And Nashville was definitely the one that we're always leaning towards. So we're at the end of the day, we ended up where if you asked me to put money on it before, where I would have predicted we'd be. But to have that mutual interest and that from the other side meant a lot as well.
Matt, Jon Glennon with The Athletic had a lot of great individual success over the years, but I wonder if coming to Nashville and maybe being with the most talented roster you've had, is this a time where you hope to look for some more postseason success than you've had in the past?
Absolutely. I think it was a good stepping stone for me this year with Columbus. I think, I got to really experience that. Obviously, we had one of the biggest upsets. It's funny, hockey, I don't even know if there's such thing as an upset because all the teams are so tight, but we're part of obviously something that was pretty historic there in the first round. And then playing Boston the second round and, narrowly losing that series. Great experiences for me, and it's something I've been wanting for a long time. And now I feel like that taste and that experience, I'll know what to expect come the postseason. And obviously we got work to do. We're in a really tough division. We got work to do to make the playoffs, and then from there you take it step by step. So definitely something I'm looking at. I know this is a team that I was never going to go to a team that I didn't believe had a chance to win, and I believe that about this team. On paper, obviously it looks very good. And we want to take that and transfer that onto the ice and make sure that it applies. So really looking forward to that.
Matt Duchene, the new Predators center, meeting with the media today on a teleconference call. Of course, the Predators signing him to a 7-year, $56 million contract today on the first day of NHL free agency. We'll take a break, come back, hear more from the newest member of the Predators, Matt Duchene, as Sportsline continues here on News Channel 5 Plus.